Yeah, it's been tough for everybody, right? So basically, I feel like I grew up with Kobe. It's like it's my generation. When I was a kid, I watched Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and then basically right around the time I got into coaching, Kobe was the guy that was carrying the torch. So I remember vividly his first NBA game. I think it was 1996. It was November. So I was starting my second year of college coaching. I was in Abilene, Texas, coaching Abilene Christian, and that game was on TNT or TBS or one of those. And I just remember watching this 18-year-old guy out there playing NBA minutes and all the things that you had heard about him. And then 20 years later, I vividly remember the last game, cheering for him in the game where he scored 60. And so really along the way, it's kind of the first thing anybody checked in my kind of age bracket is what did Kobe do last night, or if the game was on, that's always the one you wanted to watch. And so really I just grew up watching him play basketball. Also, a lot of the things that we do today are really directly related to him. He was the first guy that really came public about film study. And those of you know that our program, we take a lot of pride in the work we do in the film room and the video room. And I tell players all the time, it's the best, it's the strongest way you can transition from being a high school player to a college player. Everything's important, the weight room, the shooting, the level, but the single most important thing to me where you can make an improvement is film study and video. And Kobe really was one of the first guys that talked about that. The stories are legendary. And I've been fortunate in my life to know people that knew him directly. I'm friends with people that played with him on the Lakers, so my stories aren't coming straight from the paper. They're like coming from people that were there. But how committed he was to watching every tape and all the hours that he spent in the film room with Tex Winter. And then just the competitiveness. The old debate, who's the best player, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. It's fun and it's a real debate. But who's the most competitive guy ever? No debate. And a lot of the things that we try to do with basketball, wherever I've coached, have been about getting that guy that has the edge and just the work ethic. So, it's a terrible deal and just reminds us all how short life is. And me being a dad and having daughters, I can't imagine. But just from a basketball standpoint, as I've reflected the last couple of days, there's probably nobody that's ever had a bigger impact on me, just because that was my generation. I mean, I probably watched 80% of his games for 20 years.